Welcome to our video on making probability predictions and probability models. So today we're going to first talk about making predictions with probability, and there's a really important hint that I'm going to go over in this example 1 that you're going to want to listen to help make sure you get them all right. The first thing is it's asking for what is the best prediction, so that's key. That there's not necessarily an exact answer, you're looking for a best prediction. So there is one of these answers that best predicts what is going to happen. Remember, we're talking about probability, so we don't know what's actually going to happen, it's just what should happen. So we're rolling a die, and we're going to roll it 180 times. And I want to know, if he rolls that 180 times, what is the probability we get a number greater than 4? So that's 5 and 6, so that's 2 outcomes that we want over 6 total outcomes, so that means we have a 1/3 chance of that occurring. So if we're going to roll it 180 times, you would do 180 times 1/3, or 180 divided by 3, and that's going to tell you 60. So if I roll 180 times, you would expect 60 times I'll either roll a 5 or a 6, a number greater than 4. But we don't know if that's going to be true. The best prediction isn't going to say it's going to exactly be 60 times. Just like if you roll a dice 6 times, you're not going to get each number 1 time. You don't know what you're going to get. That's what's going to happen over the course of time, but not necessarily in a small sample. So what you would want to do is choose D, something close to 60, but probably not exactly 60. It could be exactly 60, but chances are it won't be. It's probably close to 60, but not exact. And that's your little hint. Okay, we can never really predict it's going to be something exact. We can only predict what it's going to be close to. And that's my little hint in that one. Okay, and problem number 2, we have a similar situation here. And what we're doing here is we have, we're going to bring in treats for 50 football players. Okay, and we have 3 coolers of popsicles and 2 coolers of ice cream, which means that we have 5 coolers. 3 plus 2 is 5. So we have 5 coolers. So in this case, what we're trying to determine is if we do it 50 times. So in this case, we have 50, and we want to know what is going to bring a popsicle. So that's 3 out of the 5 coolers are popsicles. So we're going to multiply that by 50. And when you multiply 3/5 times 50, you get 30. Again, same hint. It's not going to be exactly 30. It's going to be close to 30, but probably not exactly 30. So that would be your hint there. So again, we don't want to pick the one that's going to be exact. We just want to pick the one that's going to be close. So that's this one right here. Okay, in example 3, we got a little bit different example here. In example 3, we're going to be making predictions with probability. So here we got some information, and here we're going to actually give our frequencies of how many times they're going to occur. So here we're actually looking for our models here. So we're looking at our probability models. So you can give your answer as a fraction or as a decimal. So if I do this one, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add up these 3 numbers here to see how many total things that there are. So 72 plus 112 plus 711, and that's going to give me 895 total. So as a fraction, this would be 72 low out of 895. The medium was 112 out of 895. And the high was 711 out of 895. So as a fraction, that's how you could do them. If you wanted to do them as a decimal to the nearest hundredth, then you just divide them in your calculator. This would be 0.08. This one would come out to 0.13, which I did have to round up. It was 0.12, and then the next number was larger than 5 or larger, so I had to round up. And then the last one would be 0.79. So those would be the decimal equivalents if you wanted to use those. All right, and in our last example, we're looking here. We have all these probabilities, and we're trying to figure out what Ronald is. What's missing? Well, you should know that probabilities out of 100% are as a decimal 1. That's the full amount. So what we're going to do is add up what we have. 0.3, 0.1, plus 0.32, plus another 0.1, and that is going to come out to 0.82. So what do we have left? We do 1 minus 0.82, which is 0.18. So we have B, 0.18 left. So that's what Ronald has to be in order for all those probabilities to add up to 1. Okay, and so that's how you're going to do those problems there. Okay, if you need to go back and watch anything again, go ahead. Otherwise, work on your Khan Academy assignments and have a wonderful day.